We're reaching the end of the show, Jim, but we've got some good ones.
Yeah, I think I got time for one more caller. Looks like it might be good.
John,
Canada.
Okay, let's do John out of Canada. John, out of Canada. You're here on the Atheist Experience with Jim Barrows and Johnny P. And according to our call notes, you say that the ultimate proof of God's existence is when you remove God from the United States, moral decay begins. What's your proof of that?
What's happening, gentlemen? Thanks to the removal of God and the rise of atheism, we're taking prayer out of schools and containing women and families. Abortion was illegal. Transgenderism has become.
Oh boy! So you're gonna have to, before you're gonna get down that road too far with me, Mr. John. You're gonna have to prove that all of these things are examples of moral decay. And I'm not just going to assume that because you don't like reproductive rights from those pesky people with uteruses who want to determine their own future and they don't want to crank out babies when someone plants a seed in them, that is necessarily evil. So why are reproductive rights a sign of moral decay?
That's just one symptom, gentlemen.
No, I don't care. I'm going to focus on that one symptom there, Mr. John. Go ahead and give it to me. Why is that moral decay?
Well, you guys keep saying that babies are parasites. We keep forgetting that they're
I've
babies.
never said that.
When did I say
They're
that?
not parasites.
When did I say that was a parasite?
I've never said that, and I don't appreciate you putting words in my mouth.
Yeah.
So back up, start again about how the moral decay of the United States. And when you do this, what I really want you to do is I want you to show me statistics, because I'm looking at statistics right now from the FBI. In 2000, the rate of violent crime offenses by population was over 500 per 100,000 years, or 100,000 people, 100,000 years. That's a bad slip of the tongue. So, and that was in 2000. Do you know what the rate of violent crime per 100,000 people is in 2020?
My guess is he doesn't. But John, do you know? Do you have that statistic handy, John?
I don't need statistics.
You don't need facts. You don't need numbers.
Facts are
You got a
Who
feeling.
cares?
Yeah.
It's all about feelings.
Feelings don't care about your facts.
Whoa. Feelings. Yeah. In 2014, it was 350, and in 2020, it was 400. So when you say moral decay, the rate of violent crime offenses by population over the last 20 years, from 2000 to 2020, proves that you are, and at least on this statistic, lying. Now, can you, and I say you're lying because this statistic is here and you're calling with this claim, so obviously that is not the case. And I believe if we looked at other statistical crimes, other crimes, not just violent, that we would also find that in the last 20 years it has dropped. And I would bet that if we were to go farther back 100 years, we would find that it actually dropped even more as we become more secular. So again, facts matter. Show me your evidence.
Yeah, give us your evidence.
The evidence is that school shootings have increased, police shootings have increased, and the only good thing that's happened is that Roe v. Wade has been repealed.
Wait a second. Roe versus Wade was repealed. Abortion still exists in this country, still. Okay, so you're saying that, okay, wait, Jim's looking something up.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so is it your contention that with abortion rights being severely curtailed, we are going to see a decrease in school shootings?
What I'm saying is that if we had more faith, there would be less.
More faith. There'd be less what?
There'll be less school shootings or mass shootings. There's a reason why this is happening, gentlemen.
That's the reason. And how do you? What's the association between the two? How is it causing? How's one causing the other? Because I remember there was an age of faith, if I remember correctly, an age of faith, the Middle Ages, where everyone belonged to a church, and if you didn't belong to the church, you were in the grave. And so during that period of time, we were waging war based on faith. You may have heard something called a little time period, a series of campaigns called the Crusades. You may have heard of a little phenomenon, a little statistical anomaly called the Inquisition. These are times when faith was at its, I would say, zenith, is that the right word? Apex certainly
Apex,
is.
yeah.
Apex. And we had mass violence against people based upon their faith positions, based upon the power of religious organizations to do whatever the heck they wanted to at any time they wanted to, with very little oversight by secular authorities, if such secular authorities even existed. So I'm afraid to ask this question, but was holy violence in the name of the Crusades, was that totally cool in your estimation, John?
Well, before Christianity came to the Americas, the Aztecs were burning.
No, don't what about me? Don't what about me, John. Don't what about me, John.
Slavery.
Don't what about me, John. I don't care about the Aztecs right now. People are terrible sometimes. But I'm asking you specifically about the Crusades, which was violence for religious sake. Okay? Was that a good thing?
You're changing the subject.
No, I'm not. Tell me,
yes.
It was a good thing. It was a bad thing. John, I'm not going to I'm going to mute you, John. So, and I'm going to ask you this very, very softly and very gently. I'm going to give you a safe space for you to answer this question. Were the Crusades a good thing because they were motivated by faith in the truth of Christianity and the need to eliminate a competing faith from the Holy Land? Was that a good thing or a bad thing? You got two choices, and if you say, yes, but, I want to hear the but. I want to hear your but, okay? So let's have it.
The Crusades were a bad thing.
Oh, good. The Crusades were a bad thing.
Okay.
All right.
Were the troubles in Ireland caused primarily between Catholics and Protestants? Was that did that happen because of a lack of faith?
Yeah. Good one.
Gentlemen, when you put any two people together, you're going to have arguments. It's just a fact of life.
That's not an answer to the question. So could you please answer the question?
Answer the question, John. Why are you so evasive? Are you afraid of answering truthfully and thoroughly and honestly to the best of your ability at this time in front of 1.5 thousand people are hearing your words and tens of thousands of people are going to hear your words. So choose them carefully.
Yeah.
Was a lack of faith
the primary cause of the troubles in Ireland between the Catholics and the Protestants?
Repeat the question.
I just did. Was a lack of faith the primary cause of the troubles in Ireland between the Catholics and the Protestants?
It was because of faith.
Oh.
A faith is a double-edged sword, John.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
And do you think that the faith is currently practiced by so many evangelical Christians where they are willing to, I don't know, blow up abortion clinics, attack politicians in their home, or the husbands of politicians in their home?
Oh, yeah.
While looking for the politicians themselves. Do you think that evangelicals who stormed the Capitol, was that a lack of faith or faith that promotes those things?
Gentlemen, I don't believe for a second that Donald Trump or evangelicals had anything to do with January 6th.
Okay. All right.
Hey, hold on. What I want you to do is I'm going to let you hang on, and I want to get your address because I need to send you my tinfoil hat, okay? It's been on my head for a while. It seems to work. I think you should definitely have it. And I think on that note, we're just going to go ahead and drop that call.
John, good luck.
Yeah. Try to spend more than 16 hours doing casual research.
Yeah. No. A cursory research.
I keep trying to make it sound better than it did.
Yeah. You're steel manning that caller.
Trying to. And that's always a good thing to do, folks. Always try to steel man or tinfoil man your. Wow, you can really.
Yeah, I've been listening to it. Yeah.
I didn't realize they were that noisy.
I think we can agree that faith is not a path to truth, because there is nothing under the sun that you can't believe based upon faith.
And if you have, and faith is two people who have two different faiths. How do you reconcile that? How do you reconcile Catholics and Protestants, for instance? And Protestants is a really large group. I know I'm painting with a big, huge brush when I say the word Protestants.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of different variations of those, and how do they reconcile? And, if you believe that you have the righteousness of God, then God will support your violence, I guess. And as far as I'm concerned, violence is the last refuge of the incompetent.
It's so strange that when you want to get something done, God oftentimes will support whatever you wanted to do to begin with.
Yeah.
Right? God was on your side the whole time, and if you didn't succeed, well, then God just works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, and let's not forget that the German army in World War II had "God is with us" on their belt buckles, and there's again, faith is not a good pathway to truth. It is not a good pathway to peace, despite two major religions claiming to be peaceful, one worshiping the Prince of Peace and one being the religion of peace. So
this last caller was talking about the lack of prayer in school and the deterioration of our nation. The country's struggling right now. It's not struggling because transgender and LGBTQ people are trying to have their fair share of the table.
Johnny, are you saying that less than 2% of the country is not causing all the current problems?
Well, I don't want to go on the record on anything. Yeah.
Amazing the way that works, Johnny. No. 2% of the country can't cause all. Yeah, oh boy. Less than 2%. I think the number is actually less than 1, but I don't want to misstate too much there.
I don't want to talk to John again. I don't think that there's a much in the well on that.
No.
I think that if someone out there is watching the show right now and you think that you can steel man John's position, and you can bring us statistics, and you can lay it all out for us, well, go ahead and do it. Call next week. Be happy to have it, but I don't think it's going to come from John. Maybe John, send us an email with your notes explaining where this information is coming from, or don't.